Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is another really exciting one for me, and that is because I am starting another new project. This is a Pan Those Eyeshadows project. As you guys may have seen, I recently uploaded a Pan That Product project video because I am really into those videos right now, and also just like finishing and going through my collection. And so because of that, I wanted to do one with eyeshadows as well. Right here is on my computer a list of all of the eyeshadows in my collection, and I have 176 eyeshadows, but only have hit pan on 5 of them. So that's actually only 2.8% of my collection has pan, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. And the fact that I have so many of them but have not really dug into a lot of them. So my goal for this project is really to up that percentage and try and hit pan on as many eyeshadows that I can this year. So with all of that being said, I created a whole spreadsheet that lists out all of my single shadows and all of my palettes. So I have 16 single shadows that do not currently have pan on them that I am going to be using and putting into this project. And that does not include any loose pigments, just because it would take forever to use any of those. And then I have 160 eyeshadows that I have not hit pan on that are across 10 different palettes. And with that, I'm not including any pressed glitter, just because I work in an office setting and I don't really see myself using pressed glitter enough to hit pan on it. So I have not included those in this as well. So that is pretty much what we are working with to start. I have 176 eyeshadows that I can choose from, and what I'm gonna do is pull up a random generator on my phone and then match it to what I have in my spreadsheet, and then swatch the shadows for you guys, so then you'll see kind of what the palette is that I'm working with. In my project pan, I am trying to totally complete an eyeshadow that I had previously hit pan on, so that I will continue working on as well, but that is a very basic crease shade. It is Creme Brulee from Makeup Geek, so I don't really see using that while also doing this project as being a problem. So that is the spiel, that is the intro. So let's get into randomly generating which eyeshadows that I'm going to be working on. I'm super excited to try this out. Hopefully I can do some major damage on some of my eyeshadows this year and start hitting pan on them and really have a much more used and understood collection. So I have 176 eyeshadows in my collection, 171 that I have not hit pan on, and so that is what I'm going to be working on during this project. So for the sake of using my spreadsheet, the eyeshadows that start without pan start on row 9, and then they go to 179. So that is what I'm going to be using for my random generator. And here we go. So the first one is 29. So 29 is from my Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette, and it is the shade, this first one here, called In Light. And that is what that looks like. That is a really pretty color. I think I'll easily be able to work with that. That can be a highlight shade, or I can put that all over the lid. So that's nice. That's a super easy start to this project pan. All right, let's try this again. So here we go. 67. That is another Morphe palette and another Jaclyn Hill collaboration. This is her Morphe Favorites palette that came out, probably 4 years ago. I couldn't find the names of the shades anywhere that were, you know, I found names of shades online, but they were different depending on who posted them. So I'm just gonna count off, and it is shade number 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It is this shade right here, which this is another really pretty one. So that is a shade right there. Again, that's a really nice all over the lid shade. So I'm not really too concerned about working with that. That is 2 down, 3 to go. So 151 is the next one. So 151 comes from my ABH Jackie Aina palette, and it is the shade Pinker, which this is a gorgeous shade. I am really loving what we are working with so far, so I'm super excited about these 3 shades. I think I'll be able to come up with some really pretty looks with them. So that is shade number 3. Let's go for shade number 4. So 110 is that shade. I'm gonna check on my spreadsheet and see which one that one is. So that comes from my Too Faced Everything Nice palette, and it is the shade Dream On, which is this one. So this is another really light shade. So right here, Dream On is the one that we are working with. And this is another pretty light shade that I think I could probably use as a highlight or all over the lid color. Unfortunately, it's not super pigmented. As you can see, it's right there. And that was with 2 swatches. I'm not like a huge fan of this palette. I feel like the eyeshadows aren't as good as they could be, but I hate to waste it. It's a huge palette, so we're gonna see what we can do with it during this project pan. But that is the Dream On shade right there. Again, I think that would be a really nice highlight shade, or even again all over the lid, depending on what I'm working with. Last one, here we go. 28. Let's find that. So this actually comes from my Storybook Cosmetics palette that I recently got through my last BoxyCharm. It was the December BoxyCharm, and this is the shade Woods, which this is a really nice crease shade. So here is Woods right there, and then there it is swatched. So I think I have a really good random selection. I mean, most of my eyeshadows I feel like are on the more neutral shade. I don't have a ton of like bright shadows. So I don't know if that makes this more boring, but I think I will be able to make some really, really easy and quick and perfect for work looks with these, the ones that I have picked out, which I'm super excited because I go to work 5 days a week, so I can't be always wearing crazy colors. And I didn't pick any, so it actually worked out really well. So yeah, I am super excited for working through these colors. I hope you guys are too. I will be filming an update next month and you guys can see my progress. Hopefully I will have hit pan on at least one of them, and then once I hit pan, I will roll another eyeshadow into this, which again, I hope I hit pan at least on one a month, because otherwise it's going to be pretty boring if I'm not rolling anything new into this project. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, getting to see which ones I picked out. And maybe I'll even film a look using these eyeshadows so you guys can kind of see what I'm working with. But I'm super excited to kind of dive into different shadows that I haven't really been using and try out some new ones and start, you know, upping that percentage of pan in my collection. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.